You talked about questions, Sanjay, and everyone has questions about these vaccines because pretty much everyone will or should be taking them. And we got some great questions from viewers, and I want to read a few more of them because they get to the heart of the issue here. And this is from Vivian, who writes, I would like to know more about the mRNA vaccines, the messenger RNA vaccines. That's what Pfizer and Moderna have here. This is new technology, and I'm worried it could mutate my own healthy cells or cause cancer down the road. This is a concern that you hear, Sanjay. It's sort of a well-formulated question. Can you explain what exactly is being asked and what the answer is?
Yeah, and I would not minimize these types of concerns because sometimes I think these types of concerns get minimized. This is a brand new type of vaccine. And just quickly, basically, vaccines have always worked with the basic precept that you would take a small amount of the virus and give it to somebody and their body would say, oh, that's a foreign thing. Let me create immune cells to fight that if I ever see it again. This type of vaccine essentially is just taking the genetic sequence of a portion of the virus and giving that to somebody and then saying, make that portion of the virus over and over again. And then after that, your body will respond to that. So you've essentially made an entire vaccine-making machine out of the body as a result of this. Now, what her question is will it mutate cells? This messenger RNA is not entering the nucleus of the human cell where it would interfere with DNA. I think that's the nature of her question. So there's no evidence that it would mutate, cause mutations, nor is there any evidence that would actually cause an infection. You're not giving the virus, you're giving the genetic sequence for a portion of the virus. So someone cannot become infected with this either. The biggest concern, I think, from all these scientists, Moderna, Pfizer, people that we've talked to for the last several months, the biggest concern was it simply wouldn't work. It just wouldn't do the job because nothing like this has ever been done before. But now, as we've heard from the companies, and again, hopefully verified soon by the FDA scientists, it does work. It does seem to prevent disease. And they're still going to need the long-term studies, but at least the 2 months worth of data seem to show that it was safe.
Okay, in our less than a minute we have left, this comes from Sean in West Hollywood, California. I'm interested in knowing if the public will have to decide which vaccine to take out of the 3 or more almost approved. How will that work?
Initially, you're not really going to get much of a choice. I think the Pfizer vaccine needs very specific cold storage. So if you live in a community where that's available, the Pfizer vaccine may be the one that you take. Moderna may be able to go to smaller cities and smaller facilities, like even nursing homes. But I talked to the head of Operation Warp Speed last night. The expectation is that by January, you may have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, AstraZeneca vaccine applying for EUA. So by summer, fall of next year, if this becomes a yearly shot, at that point, people may have options in terms of which vaccine to take. But I don't think initially, there's not going to be enough to actually give people that choice initially.
Sanjay, these are such great questions, and I think they raise so many important issues surrounding the vaccine. So I think it's so helpful that people hear this. So thank you very much for helping out this morning.
You got it.
So the